Abundance, abundance to all, abundance, abundance, my people. Please apologize for the recording of the live stream tonight. Abundance to all, woman, child, and man, cosmos and earth, eternal light, each one reach one. This is how we grow. 6, 9. I value my brothers and sisters. And the reason why is because I want to read over a few things. In the first article that I want to read over, I do apologize. This is from March the 9th, and I had it sitting here, and I don't know why it completely slipped my mind, or I didn't see it for me to read it. But however, there's a time and a place for everything, and right now here's the time and the space. So I value my people. Please, again, I am not a leader. I am not a teacher. I'm just a beacon of light. I'm just one of many beacons of light down here. I separate myself from ignorance. I don't separate myself from my people, but I separate myself from ignorance. So I value my people. Let's get right into this. Screen. Okay, here we go right here. I meant to read this. You can see this is Thursday, March 9th. This is from 2023. This is from this year, my people. And I've been meant to read this. Again, they put in the news what they want you to see, but they write all the true shit. They put all the other stuff in the articles in the newspapers. So this is how the game is played. You got to understand what's really going on. But let me get into this. Pentagon UFO chief says alien mothership in our solar system, possibly. That's it. Let me just say this to you. It is. Just so you know that, and it's not like they're in our solar system. We in theirs. Just understand that. It's one. Earth is being pulled back in the middle, and it's going to be between 4 gas giants. So let me read this here. There is a possibility that extraterrestrial mothership and similar probes may be visiting planets in our solar system. The head of the Pentagon Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Research Office noted in a report draft shared Tuesday. An artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases small probes during its close passage to Earth, an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA's mission. Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the Pentagon All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, wrote in a research report co-authored by Abraham Loeb, chairman of Harvard University Astronomy Department. Kirkpatrick, who was appointed for pause. Let me go back here though. Let me say it. An artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that is releasing small probes during its close passage to Earth. Now I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to read further into this, and I'm going to show you what they're talking about. I'm already recording this. I'm already recording and showing it to you. An operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA's mission. So I'm going out here. Kirkpatrick, who was appointed as director of the AARO when it was founded in July 2022, previously served as a chief scientist at the Defense Intelligence Agency Missile and Space Intelligence Center. The AARO was established to investigate unidentified objects of interest around military installations, according to a Pentagon press release. Unidentified objects of interest around military installations, according to the Pentagon press release. Told y'all once before. Again, you can pull up plenty of videos where military people have stated that, especially where those nuclear power plants are at, where they dealing with nuclear weapons and genetic graphing, that our brothers and sisters always show up, and we observe, because we understand what they're messing with, and we know who's leading them too. And these people don't have an off button. They don't have an off button. They just keep going forward. So here we go. Loeb, on the other hand, gained notoriety when he proposed our solar system had been traversed by its first extrasolar visitor in October of 2017. At that time, the Penstar telescope in Hawaii detected an object moving at a speed that causes some scientists to suggest that originated outside our system. The object orbited also hinted at other forces beside the sun gravitational pull influencing its movement, which means it has intelligence design. Do you not hear that? It has intelligence design. The object's orbit also hinted at other forces besides the sun gravitational pull influencing its movements. Scientists dubbed the object Amunra-Get, the Hawaii term for scout. Now, first of all, they told you that there is a mothership that's here. They told you there's a mothership that is visiting our planet that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth, an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA's mission. So smaller ships come out of the larger ship to do what to Earth? What are they saying? They're saying they probing Earth for what? What are they looking for? What are they doing? But this is again, I'm going to show you that I'm already catching this on the camera, and I showed it to you many a times. So here we go. Okay. Scientists dubbed the object Oumuamua, the Hawaii term for scout, which Kirkpatrick and Loeb offered in their research paper as an example of a possible mothership with probe capabilities. With proper design, these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar system planets for exploration. As the parent craft passed by within a fraction of the Earth-Sun separation, just like Oumuamua did, the author explained, astronomers would not be able to notice the spray of many probes because they do not reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to notice them. Bear with me. Pause for 1 second. Pause for 1 second. Pause for 1 second. Here we go. Here you go.
It's happening over right here, right now in Philly. The football game, the baseball game.
It's a difference between the chemtrail planes of what they have up there and these right here. This here that is coming, or you see that is coming off the back of this, it dissipates. You don't see this in the air. When they spring it, you see the spray come out, and then it starts to widen. You'll see the spray come out of this, and then it'll start to
warm as shit outside.
It will start to widen, and when it widens, let me turn this value down over here. When it starts to widen, it starts to cover up or cause a blanket to cover up the rays of the sun. But you don't see, again, you don't see that spray in the air staying. Here go another one. Look,
a low frequency.
Here's another one.
Trying to pick this up.
Look. Pause. Let me turn the sound off this. Here you go. Here you go right here. Look, it's not staying there. You see? It's not staying there. And then my camera is not even, the frequency is so high, they vibrate so high, the camera is barely picking it up. That's why you can't really see them on the camera. Here's another one. And this is one that's not spraying. Look, it's not spraying. But it's moving in a different position. They are probing the planet. Wow, did you see it just go out like that? I forgot I even had this video. How many times I forgot it? Look. Whoa! Whoa! Did you just see it move back a little bit? See how it moved back a little bit? Look, I'm gonna do it again. And this one disappears. Look, it disappeared, reappeared, and look, move back. Look, see that? That's not my camera can't do. I'm recording it. How is it doing that? And this is the one that gets behind, I'm not mistaken, it started coming behind the power lines and it just disappeared. Look, how am I doing that? I'm just recording the thing. How am I making this go back? That's going back. That's doing that on its own. I'm not doing that. Can you do that with your camera? And look, it disappeared. It is gone. This is the one that disappeared behind these lines. It's gone. It's just gone. So let me get back over here to this. I apologize, people. I should have been right this. I should have been one over this, but it's all good. So let me go right here. Astronomers would not be able to notice the spray of many probes because they do not reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to notice them. Really? I'm picking them up. That's why those videos, when I play those videos, they shadow ban those videos. They really go in on those videos. The research paper titled "Physical Constraint on Unidentified Aerial Phenomena" come following a month of intense scrutiny of unidentified flying objects and stirring trend ignited when a Chinese spy balloon captivated the nation by drifting across the U.S. airspace. 3 additional unidentified objects were subsequently found. Now, remember the Chinese air balloon? We already know that. And then if you go look at Mr. MB33 video on the radar, it picked up 3 balloons that were just hovering over Arizona. And now, mind you, listen to what this said. Chinese spy balloon captivated the nation by drifting. You see that, right? Drifting. Because balloons don't stay still. That doesn't stay still. So how did those balloons that were on Mr. MB3 over in Arizona, how did those 3 balloons stay pretty much stationary for hours at a time and had military planes circling around them with infrared? Stop it, people. And this, understand something, this here has geometry in it, and I'm going to break this down too, especially with the dates right here. On February 16th, Senator Mark Rubio, Republican Florida, and Christine Gillibrand, Democrat New York, and 12 others. You got 12 strands of DNA, you got 12 cranial nerves. 1 and 6 is what? 7. The February is what? The second month of the so-called Gregorian calendar year, right? 6 and 1 plus 2 is what? 9. So you got 9 and 12. Come on, people. The number 9, the ruling dominant number in the cosmos, which is us. That's why our hair, you cut it low, it's in the number 9. Our fingerprint, we in our mom's stomach for 9 months. The first trimester, you in the number 9. Your fingerprint is in the number 9. Your ear closed in the number 9. Your ear is like in the number 9. You have a cochlea that's in the cochlea that's inside of your ear. It's like a seashell, a seashell. I can't even think of it. I apologize. However, that also is in the number 9 Fibonacci sequence. I mean, it can get real deeper, go even further than that. However, but I just wanted to give you this gematria right here: 2, 1, and 6, 9, 12. So and 12 other senators sent a letter to Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks and Deputy Director of National Intelligence Stacey Dixon, calling for full funding for the AARO. The Biden administration previously funding requests for fiscal year 2023 failed to fund anything beyond the office basic operating expenses. The lawmakers argue AARO provides the opportunity to integrate and resolve threats and hazards to the U.S. while also offering increased transparency to the American people and reducing the stigma. The lawmakers' letter stated AARO's success will depend on robust funding for its activities, cooperation between the Department of Defense and the intelligence community. So again, my people, I already show you all. I show you this in the videos. I show you this in my recordings already. You know what I mean? And I meant to then read this to you, but I'm glad everything happens as when it's supposed to. And I'm glad that I read this over when I first got it, but then I like just reading it now and speaking about the fact that that with proper design, these tiny probes would reach the Earth or other solar system planets for exploration as the parent craft passes by within a fraction of the Earth-Sun separation, just like Oumuamua did. The author explained, astronomers would not be able to notice the spray of many probes because they do not reflect enough sunlight for existing survey telescopes to notice them. I already got it. I already showed y'all that. So now let me move on, my people. Now, the reason why I came over here and the reason why, hold on, it's 2 videos. Okay. All right, this is what I wanted to play. Now, the reason why I played is because a lot of things are being discovered on the planet now. Let's just make this very clear. A lot of things are being discovered on the planet. This is what the age of Aquarius is about. Wash away the old to bring into the new. And a lot of things that has been covered, things that have been built over top of it is now roding away. It's called roding. Is roding away, like beach erosion is roding away, and things are being revealed, like giants heads. Even in this right here, this looks like a what? Look at the skin. Look at the eyes. This look like a what? Huh? What does this look like to you? Come on, what does this look like? But hold on, let me play this. I want to play this video for you, and I want you to hear something.
Can't go? Do this to clear out
gosh.
stuff poop fast.
I wasn't looking to do this.
Poop, right?
As soon as I...
Howdy. This is my
wow. So now I got 35. Oh my gosh, man. Wow.
We're not talking about
wow. 35 damn commercials, man. This is sad.
the tribes here. We're talking about the people that were...
Let me turn this up. My apologies.
When no one suspected it.
Let me rewind this a little bit so you can hear it from here, because we need to go. All right, come.
We're not talking about the tribes here. We're talking about the people that were there when no one suspected it. Explorer G.E. Kincaid was a man obsessed with the canyon. He was devastated when he heard that it would soon be closed off to visitors.
Now, they are closing the Grand Canyon because of things are no longer able to maintain their shape because of the vibrational of the planet is speeding up. So things that you would be able to sit there and geologists or archaeologists would be able to say, okay, give an estimate. This is about 500 years old. This is about, no, that is all going out the window now because everything has sped up exponentially with the neutrino beams and the ionized particles that are hitting the planet that is charging up. See, everything that's unnatural, was unfit on the planet, or was trying to hide what was great is going to be revealed to everyone on this planet. Everyone. So the lie that they told you that civilization started 12,000 or human life only was here for 12,000 years on this planet, that's a total and complete fabricated lie. And they know this. But this man, when they wanted to close the Grand Canyons, he said, no, I'm taking, I want to hurry up and I want to go further in the Grand Canyons and watch what happens.
But instead of wallowing in despair, he decided to have one last hurrah and go on a boat ride down the Colorado River. As he made his way down the river, Kincaid had a plan to search for precious minerals like gold, silver, and copper. But little did he know that fate had something far more exciting in store for him. After sailing for about 40 miles, he spotted something peculiar. Strange stains in the sediment formation that towered over 2,000 feet high. This was not something he had ever seen in the area before. Naturally, Kincaid's curiosity was piqued, and he decided to investigate. So he stopped his boat and set out on foot, even though there was no trail to follow. As he hiked, he soon stumbled upon an incredible discovery. Hundreds of steps carved into the sandstone, leading up to a high shelf on the side of the canyon. What was even more amazing was that these steps led to an entrance that was clearly man-made. But here's where things get even crazier. The entrance led to a hidden passage covered in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Whoa! A passage that entered, that led them to ancient hieroglyphics. Hold on.
Yes, you read that.
What the hell?
Get even crazier. The entrance led to a hidden passage covered in ancient Egypt
hieroglyphics in the Grand Canyon. In the Grand Canyon. So we talk about Egypt was only in Africa. Egypt was a global civilization. It was only Black people and other life on this planet. But the other life was still a single cell. The eukaryotic cell is new. All the eukaryotic organisms are new. It was only a single cell organisms on this planet. That's it.
Egyptian hieroglyphics. Yes, you read that right. In the Grand Canyon of all places. Kincaid was understandably stunned. People had never existed in that part of the canyon. So, how could there be hieroglyphics? And what was the purpose of this hidden passage? Just like anyone else would be at that point, he was eager to find out. so he stepped inside with his flashlight. He found that the tunnel stretched out far into the distance, and Kincaid had a feeling that this was only the beginning of a much bigger discovery. As he made his way deeper into the passage, Kincaid couldn't believe his eyes. He saw intricate carvings, artifacts, and treasures that were centuries old.
Now, centuries old. Now, watch what he do. Watch what he do with the Smithsonian. Watch what the Smithsonian do. Listen to this.
It was as if he had stepped back in time. The explorer realized that he had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary, an ancient passage that had been hidden for centuries, and he was determined to uncover all of its mysteries. Joe Rogan recently talked about it in his podcast. Long before anyone ever knew about the Grand Canyon, someone was living right beneath it. Kincaid realized that he had stumbled upon an entire underground city. The main passageway was around 12 feet wide, while some of the rooms were as big as 30 by 40 feet square. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The walls were around 3 feet and 6 inches thick.
Giants, bro. Giants. Just so you know, giants. That's all I'm going to say.
Kincaid was standing in an engineering marvel, a feat that he couldn't comprehend. He had no idea how it was possible to construct something like this. As he explored further, Kincaid found several granaries with shelves, some of which still contained seeds, as well as cooking areas and a huge dining hall. Now, as if finding an underground city isn't impressive enough, this place is on a whole other level. The rooms were as big as 30 by 40 feet square, and ceilings that were converged to a center. And get this, the walls were around 3 feet and 6 inches thick. The rooms were full of all kinds of artifacts, including metal tools made out of copper, a technology that shouldn't have existed in this area.
Technology that shouldn't have existed in that area or even in that time. Because guess what they get ready to say?
But at the point in history all of this seemed to be from anyway.
American dentists are shocked with this new $49 ultrasonic device. This revolutionary...
He literally couldn't believe what he was seeing. Realizing the importance of his discovery, Kincaid named it the Citadel and sent artifacts and notes to the Smithsonian, asking for financial and logistical support. The Smithsonian agreed, and Professor S.A. Jordan arrived soon after with a team of 40 scientists, researchers, and laborers to help with the excavation and exploration. It soon became clear that the cave system had been expertly designed in a symmetrical layout. It wasn't just a random set of rooms and tunnels. It was a properly planned city, one that served a purpose. The Citadel had been lived in by thousands of people for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yes.
But who are these people? What happened to them? Well, that's where things get really interesting. You see, the civilization that crafted this citadel was incredibly advanced for its time.
Incredibly advanced. Advanced for their time. Who you think that was?
And far more sophisticated than any of the native tribes that had occupied the area for thousands of years.
So even the people that they placed there in that area, after they wiped us out and did whatever happened, whatever took place with us, they put people there, just like they put the people in Israel, put the people in Palestine, and made and renamed those places, right? They did the same thing here, so they can smother up and cover up our existence, that we were a global civilization and we were the only ones here. Now watch what the Smithsonian do. Now, mind you, if y'all don't know about the Smithsonian, they got your bodies. They got a lot of giants and bodies. They won't let you test on them. They won't let you do any DNA testing on them because it all gonna come back to you.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so maybe it was just a really advanced tribe from the area. But the truth is far from it. The theories that were tossed around by the scientists were wild. Some believed that this civilization had traveled from either Egypt or Asia, and the evidence seems to support it. The artifacts found in the Citadel were far more advanced than what was typical for the area.
Pause. Now, let me just say this to you. This is where I go back to say that. Let me go back and rewind this. This is where I go to say back that the Grand Canyon, everything is connected. They making you believe that you got to fly over this and don't fly over this ocean in order for you to get there. No, you don't. They know this. That's why they shut off parts of the Grand Canyon. You can get to other parts of this world through the Grand Canyon, through the United States. You don't have to worry about crossing the sea if you don't want to.
This civilization had traveled from either Egypt or Asia, and the evidence seems to support it. The artifacts found in the Citadel were far more advanced than what was typical for the area. The types of artifacts found in the entire area suggest that this was some kind of warrior's barracks. Kincaid and Professor Jordan at this point sent boxes of artifacts and research notes to the Smithsonian Institute to prove their hypothesis.
Now listen, now the people that's working there, they are literally saying, hey, look, I'm finding this. We're doing studies on this. These people, according to the history that we have been taught in school, that we were only been here for 12,000 years. These bodies that we are finding look like they are thousands of years old, even way before we even came about, and they still maintain their shape. Just listen.
But they wanted more. They wanted to keep researching, to keep uncovering the secrets of this ancient civilization. So they reached out to the Smithsonian again, asking for more resources and a bigger team to help them. Thinking that all of this time, they've been on the same page, so they'll be able to get to the bottom of this. Unfortunately, their request is rejected. And here's where things get really crazy. Just when they were starting to get angry about the lack of help, Kincaid and Jordan vanished without a trace.
Pause.
Suddenly,
now, I need you to hear this. This is very important. So-called black people. This is over there at the Grand Canyon. I need you to hear this and understand what happened when independent researchers, just like independent geneticists, this is why they don't talk. This, you don't understand. You have to give them, let me get off of this. Let me show you something. We have to give them permission to kill us. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, you can't kill me. I got to give you permission to kill me. And I give you permission to kill me by acquiescing to your system, by capitulating to your system, by being a good civilian, by not bettering myself intellectually, submitting to your cause and not to my species. That's how I give you permission to kill me. See? But see, if I don't give you permission to kill me, you can't touch me. All other races, this is why they are afraid. One, to speak out about the information that they know. Independent geneticists, independent neurologists, independent biologists, they are afraid to speak about our genetic differences, and they all know it. Because you know why? They are not hands off. If I'm your creator, black people didn't create you, and nor did the people, no other species on this planet or out the solar system created the eukaryotic cell organism. Not one. Those species are here. I created you. This is what Pindar Moloch, the Dragon King, Dracula, this is what he says when it comes down to his species. I created you. I have the right to take you out if I want to. So you play around with me if you want to. And look at what happened. Look at what Admiral Byrd, with his 1946, when he went to Antarctica with his crew, and they got destroyed, and he said America should be preparing for entities that can fly, machines that can move from pole to pole in the blink of an eye. And all of a sudden, he was not allowed to do any more interviews, and he mysteriously died. After he encountered our brothers and sisters, they can take over this whenever they want to. This is nothing. White boy run around here. We control this thing here. When they went to Antarctica, they said, listen, check this out. Stop playing. Stay where you at. Don't come over here. Now, if you come over here, we're going to deal with you one time, and you're not going to come back again. And what happened? They didn't bring any more military ships over there. They only bring They're little scientists over there, and they only go to a certain point. They don't go any further. They watch and observe. That's it. That's it. So now let me get back over here. Smithsonian. Smithsonian said no. Somebody see when they first contacted the individuals at the Smithsonian about their findings, the people the low level people were excited. Oh yes, come on, send them, send some help out there for them, and give them some extra money so they can get to the bottom of this. But then somebody over the top of them caught wind of this the second time around and said, "Are you out your French toast mind? Shut that shit down immediately, right now." And not only that, watch what they do.
Things get really crazy. Just when they were starting to get angry about the lack of
pause. Not only did the two men went missing that led the excavate. Watch this here.
Help. Kincaid and Jordan vanished without a trace. Suddenly, they were just gone. And all of their workers either left, died, disappeared themselves, or claimed that they don't know anything if someone asked them what happened. That wasn't all. The government stepped in at this point and decided that no one was allowed to enter the area anymore. Seems like a lot of work for people that have nothing to hide. But that's not all that was covered up.
Pause. Now, matter of fact, let me keep going.
All throughout the world, legends and rumors often have a grain of truth in them. Take, for example, the stories of giant skeletons found all over the western United States. While they may sound like something straight out of a science fiction novel, there are reports that suggest that they are real. In fact, some of the Pueblo cultures in the area have their own legends about otherworldly creatures. It's no wonder that when archaeologists began excavating the mounds in America's Midwest, they stumbled upon something that was quite extraordinary. These mounds, which were found in Oklahoma, were unlike anything that had been found in Europe at the time. And it wasn't just the advanced architecture or artifacts, but the skeletons themselves. Some of these skeletons were reportedly as tall as 7 or 8 feet, towering over most people even today. Just like what happened with the Grand Canyon, the Smithsonian was apparently called in to examine these finds too. But when it comes to the Smithsonian and unusual discoveries, things often take a strange turn. While some claim that the giant skeletons were indeed sent to the Smithsonian for further examination, others say that there is no record of this ever happening.
Now, did you hear that? They sent it there, and what they said, "No, we ain't never get nothing like that. We ain't never get nothing like that." Are you serious? Are you really serious? What's this? 1323. Stop it.
It's believed that the evidence of these giant skeletons have been suppressed too. Perhaps the truth is being kept hidden from us, or maybe it's just all a myth. But that's not all either. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette published a shocking theory that sent shockwaves throughout the world of archaeology.
Another commercial.
This game,
My apologies, people.
you're not ready.
According to the article, it was possible that Egyptians had crossed the Pacific Ocean and made the canyons of the Grand Canyon their home.
Yup.
The evidence that was found reportedly proved that a mysterious cavern, which may have been from Egypt, dated back to Ramses. Now, this is not the kind of news you hear every day, so it's not surprising that the article generated a lot of buzz. Many people were fascinated by the idea that ancient Egyptians might have traveled to America and set up camp in one of the most spectacular natural wonders in the world. However, shortly after this theory made it everywhere, it just disappeared. It was said that nothing like this actually happened, and the article was nowhere to be found.
Wow.
People all over the world were left confused about what they were supposed to believe, which just adds to the whole theme here. Be totally consistent with them building the underground city that was found hundreds of years later. Now, one thing that would prove everything to be true would be the bodies of the people that lived in these areas. Well, it turns out G.E. Kincaid did find mummies when he first got deep into the caves. Lots of them. They were perfectly preserved with cloth and bark, surrounded with copper trinkets. At this point, it was clear that a massive team went through all of the evidence, and he sent over his findings to the Smithsonian.
Black folks.
While at first, they seemed very open to figuring out the truth behind everything, they later said that there were never any mummies in the first place. With all of the supposed cover-ups, individual explorers decided to take it upon themselves to find out more about what was going on too. In the late 90s, when a couple named Jerry and Kathy Wills decided to investigate Kincaid's claims and search for proof of ancient Egyptians existing in the Grand Canyon at any point in history. For 3 years, they explored the area and conducted extensive research to find the elusive entrance to the underground city. When they found it, there was just one problem. The entrance was nearly 1,500 feet down the sheer canyon wall, making it virtually impossible to access. Finally, the Wills found a ventilation tunnel that could potentially lead them to the underground city. But when they tried to enter the tunnel, they found cement blocks blocking their way. Strange platforms with mountaineering hardware were also found in the area, leading some.
So the Smithsonian contacted, they got in, the head of the Smithsonian, which is David Rockefeller, reptilians and all of them, got in contact, said, listen, stop this shit here right now. And not only that, they stopped it, they went there again. You know, they can fly at night, whatever you mean, when helicopters off a radar, whatever. They went there and sealed up the entrance to going into that area. They cemented it, sealed up the entrance to going there.
City. But when they tried to enter the tunnel, they found cement blocks blocking their way. Strange platforms with mountaineering hardware were also found in the area, leading some to believe that the government was trying to prevent anyone from accessing the underground city. Of course, the government denies any knowledge of an underground city in the Grand Canyon and has banned all exploration and mapping of the area. But that hasn't stopped adventurers from trying to uncover the truth. However, the risks involved in exploring this area cannot be overstated. The terrain is treacherous, with hidden crevices and narrow passages that could easily lead to injury or death. The government claims they are simply trying to protect people from these dangers, but many suspect that they have something to hide. There seems to be a 50-50 split in opinions about this, with some people not believing anything related to the mummies and the Egyptians, while others are convinced that it's a blatant cover-up and that there's no denying it. Too many discoveries point to ancient Egyptians being a major part of the Grand Canyon.
Listen, and this right here, this is the problem. Because see, when they do movies like this and they have y'all depicting as us, this is why they can't tell the truth. Because I told y'all before, they are infatuated with you. You think they got you believing that you want to be them. The whole time they trying to be you. Look at this. She want these to be braids. She want these to be 2-strand twists, bro. She want them to be locks. They can't get them. Look at this. He don't even look right holding this. This don't even look right. This don't even look right. They want to be you, bro. And this is the reason why they keep you away from you. Because once you find out who you are, they can't be you no more. Because now you're not trying to be a basketball player, football player. You're not trying to be an entertainer. You're not trying to build a career. You're not trying to be successful in their world, because their world is revolved around you being asleep and them pretending to be you. I know it's hurtful. I know it's hurtful the way I deliver it, but oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. It's truthful. That's the problem. It's truthful. The number one thing about love is loving yourself. And if you can't love yourself and you are taught to love other things outside of yourself, you will lose yourself. You will be in a state of depression, anxiety, full of sicknesses, illnesses, and diseases. And that's what we are. While these people are living comfortably, pretending to be you in every facet they possibly can, other than when they go outside and walk up underneath that sun, they know good and damn well they can't do it. See? This is disgraceful. This is absolutely disgraceful.
History. But the real evidence has long been suppressed by those in charge. Which side of the split do you land on?
Here you go. Let me rewind this again.
Things get really crazy. Just when they were starting to get angry about the lack of help, Kincaid and Jordan vanished without a trace.
Vanished without a trace. Where are these men at? They just gone? Disappeared? Wow.
Suddenly, they were just gone. And all of their workers either left, died, disappeared themselves.
All of the workers that was with them that seen this and had conversations all about this right here, who was working with them, vanished, died, or don't even know it. Or well, hold on, let me see. Let's go back.
Suddenly, they were just gone. And all of their workers either left, died, disappeared themselves, or claimed that they don't know anything if someone asked them what happened.
Wow. Died, vanished, disappeared, or what happened? I don't know. Did you see anything? Was there anything down there? No, not that I say. There was nothing down there. Come on, man. I told you, these people are fair game when it comes down to Pindar and Moloch. Pindar, Moloch, Dragon King, they are fair game. You do not go against the grain. Understand that. See, if Jane Elliott or one of them was speaking like I was speaking and telling the full truth, they wouldn't be here. You see? That's why they got to keep saying, oh, we together, we love, we no matter how much evidence that show that we are completely genetically different from one another, that we have our histories are completely different, our cultural is different, our physiology, our anatomy is completely different from one another. So how is it that we're the same and we should be loving each other? You see? There is something wrong with that. And they don't want to take inventory in this, but they do know. And they know that they are fair game. Fair game. Try me if you want to. Tell one so-called black person. Try to remind them of who they are. Any of them. Let any of them try to remind you who you are. Let them. But see, what's going to take, what will change this? See, when you have 1, 2, 3, 4 white people talking about this, that's when it's easier to get them out of here. But when you start having them as a group start speaking about this, now it's hard for Pindar and Moloch. It's hard for them. It's hard for the Dragon King. You see? Because he got to do so much shit to so many different people, and it's going to draw attention. They know this already. They know this already, my people. We are the ones. This is the embarrassment to us. Just so you know. But the joke is on them. Hold on. Let me play this here. This year, let me just tell you, people, it's going to get crazy. Be prepared for the dumb shit. Here we go right here.
Let's go ahead and head on to the bathroom.
Let me turn this off. Let me do this like this. Gosh, I can't believe I'm getting these commercials at the commercial. So it's not going to play unless I'm on it. Pause.
Hello and welcome to this edition of World at War. I'm your host, Mohammed Saleh. One way to quickly end a war is to kill the leader of your enemy. And this is precisely what Ukraine attempted to do. On the 23rd of April, Kiev used a kamikaze drone that was laden with about 17 kilograms of explosives. Acting on basis of an intelligence report, the UJ-22 drone was launched by the Ukrainian armed forces with the intent to take down the Russian president. But as things turned out, the drone crashed 19 kilometers outside of Moscow, and the Russian President Vladimir Putin was unharmed. Our next report gets you the details. Did Ukraine try to assassinate Vladimir Putin? This is a question that will have far-reaching consequences in the Ukraine war in the days to come. According to reports in the German media, one of Ukraine's top kamikaze drones was launched on the 23rd of April. Its target was the newly constructed Rudnevo Industrial Park near Moscow, because the Ukrainian Secret Service had got wind that Vladimir Putin would visit the industrial park on Sunday afternoon. What should worry the Russian strategists is that the Ukrainian drone managed to sneak into the Russian airspace. It flew for over 500 kilometers, and the assassination bid failed only because the drone, that was fitted with 17 kilograms of special explosives, the type that is mostly used by the US and Canadian armed forces.
Oh, let me go right here. The type that is used by the US.
17 kilograms of special explosives. The type that is mostly used by US and Canadian armed forces. See, now let me let you know, Putin already know these people are just pawns. And Putin, all of them together is pawns. They all lining themselves up for the upcoming war. But Putin's going to run his shit the way he want to run it. So just let you know, Putin already know these Ukrainian people are actually Russian people. So he don't want to harm these people because he know America is trying to entice this war. And so the last couple of days, Putin said, okay, where America's is at and all the Ukrainian wants to fight at, I got you. Let me tell you. The US and Canadian armed forces crashed about 19 kilometers east of Moscow. But the question is this: did Vladimir Putin visit the Rudnevo Industrial Park on Sunday? No one can be sure. Security analyst Glenn Grant believes that Ukraine was not behind this assassination attempt. According to him, this drone strike is most likely the handiwork of elements within the Donetsk region who may have had some outside help.
This comes into the same.
It just said the weapon that is used is mostly used by US and Canadian. Of course they had outside help. It's not everybody knows this. Everyone knows this. But there have been nothing but strikes since this has been going on, since they made an attempt on Putin's life. There has been nothing but strikes that's been going on. And let me just tell you, my people, just so you know, get ready for the dumb shit. Get ready for the dumb shit. Because they're doing what you would call a nuclear drills from May 1st through the 5th. I do believe down in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But they're doing nuclear drills. Understand something. Get ready for the dumb crap this year. Something is going to happen. Or if it don't happen, so what? Oh, well, something is already happening. But I know that they need something major to happen in order for them to implement their plans. And their plan is that to get the entire world who survive this first wave to accept Pindar, Moloch, and his crew. Although despite all the information and evidence that's been coming out here, that children have been going missing, human organs been going missing, certain animals like cows, they go missing, on a planet with the tongue, or let's just say they don't go missing. Let's just say they be cut open, a clean cut down the middle, no blood, certain organs, the tongue, the eyes, the liver be gone. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Better understand something. There is something here on this planet that is now being forced to come to the light because it will no longer be able to maintain its shape to hide that sight from you. So when it's time for you to see it, you better not be in fear. You better understand something. This is why they need you to be in fear, because it's only a small smidge of them. When I say it's only a small amount of them, it's only a small amount of them that is running this bull crap, that has orchestrated this bullshit together. So they need everybody to be in fear that those that survive this wave, this catastrophic event that's coming this way, they need us to be in fear. So now you will be willing to accept something like that, no matter what took place with you before the catastrophic events took place on this planet. We know that there is something wrong about the way we live it. And we know that as a whole on this planet, everybody is under slavery. It's just one group is benefiting from mental slavery, and the other one is suffering from mental and physical slavery. See, one is benefiting from mental slavery. The other party is suffering from mental and physical slavery. And this is where this is all now coming to an end. One last thing. Let me show my brothers and sisters real fast. Here we go right here. Here we go. Boom. This was April the 28th. You see, look at this energy. Look at this energy. Look at the arrows and how they turn the whole screen. All of these arrows right here flipped around back into the planet. All of those arrows. And then you got the backside pressure over here. This here monitors the solar wind. And the solar wind got all the way up to 871 kilometers per second. So if you put in 800, matter of fact, here we go right here while we on live right here together. Right here. 871 kilometers per second equals how many miles per hour?
800,871 kilometers per second.
No, excuse me. 871 kilometers per second equals how many miles per hour?
871 kilometers is equal to 1.948 times 10 to the 6 miles per hour.
Almost 2 million miles per hour solar winds are hitting the planet. Almost 2 million miles per hour. And when you look at this energy right here, this is on the backside without the magnetic field. So the magnetic field is only guarding you from the sun the white. All right, Earth is in the middle. The white side is the daytime side. The black is the nighttime side. This is Earth here in the middle. This is the magnetic field that is supposedly protecting you from harmful gamma radiation. First of all, you can see how it's all in influx, how it's stretching, how it's bending, how it's moving. The magnetic field is being removed. And the sun is supposedly be over here. But what is this? What is this? Look at all this energy on the backside of the planet at nighttime. And this is consistent. This is consistent, my brothers and sisters. So let's go take a look at, let's see, today is the 29th. So let's see what the 29th look like. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Still backside pressure. So when you think at nighttime, you're getting a sign of relief. And I want to say this to the eukaryotic cell. When you think that you're getting a sign of relief because the sun is not out and you don't feel that heat on your skin, understand at nighttime, I believe that is even worse because these are cosmic particles that you cannot see that is spewing into Earth. See, this is over here is the magnetic field. So that blocks some of your radiation along with the spraying they do in the sky sometimes. But this right here, this is in your upper atmosphere. You see this right here? You see this X right here and this diamond shape right there? Those are the two satellites. That's GOES 18 and GOES 17 satellites. And look at where this is at. Right next to the satellites. Right next to the satellites. That's how close this energy is to you, as opposed to the sun that they're showing you in the daytime. And look at this energy. And you think you're getting away with something. No, you're not. Let me go over here now. Does the Schumann resonance affect consciousness? Hold on, my people. Does the Schumann resonance affect consciousness? I'm going to pull something else up. Give me 1 second here. I got to pull up my other screen. Let me pull up something here. Hold on, my people. Does the Schumann resonance affect consciousness? I told you, my brothers and sisters, this is it. This is it. All right, this is it. Definitely. I'm not playing no games. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop. What is it that I want to play? Bear with me for 1 second. I'm never going to stop. Okay, here we go. Never going to stop. I can't. All right, I wanted to use that video right there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Bear with me. Here we go right here. There we go. But I don't want to go with this right now. I want to read this here. Does the Schumann resonance affect consciousness? Increase in frequency create increase in consciousness. And when our consciousness increases, we have a greater awareness. And that's what gamma brainwaves are. Gamma brainwaves, which can be more than twice as high as beta brainwaves, represent an arousal state in the brain. However, they are not connected to the survival state of emergency mode. They're not connected to the survival state of emergency mode. The gamma brainwaves represent an arousal in the brain. It's like a jerk of energy, you know what I'm saying, in the brain, as opposed to when you're in flight, fight, or freeze mode, when you are releasing epinephrine, adrenaline through your liver. That's a difference, because when you are in fear, you release a liquid called cortisol as well, and that weakens your immune system. It puts you in a mode that you are not thinking and you're just responding. You're just reacting. You're not responding. You're just reacting. So gamma brainwaves, which can be more than twice as high as beta. Remember, beta is a weak state. Brainwaves represent an arousal state in the brain. However, they are not connected to survival state of emergency mode, but correlate with a kind of super consciousness and awareness. Super consciousness and awareness, as well as a higher amount of love and compassion, as well as a higher amount of love and compassion. So when people see me out here speaking about our children and how they're left alone and how they are abandoned and how that our brothers and sisters need to step up to the plate and stop being on these YouTube channels and stuff and trying to better relationships, and they need to better relationships with children, first and foremost, this is sad and disgraceful to look at grown people having problems with one another after the sexual contact. But before the sexual contact, there was no issue. There was no problem. Hey, boo, let's talk all night. We on the phone all night. Hey, boo, I miss you. I was thinking about you. And then all of a sudden, a sexual coming or a baby coming, and all of a sudden, we don't love each other. We don't value each other. We don't appreciate each other. No, let me make it very clear. Those people, you won't be here. And I promise you that. As Earth goes through her metamorphosis, maybe we too have to transition through this time of emotional intensity related to beta brainwaves before we enter a new consciousness of gamma brainwave state. And wouldn't that upgrade our nervous system and expand our perception of awareness of reality? This is why people are now being more aware and coming more aware that, hey, their government did not care nothing about them. You were actually being used. See, I said this before, and they hate when I say it. The eukaryotic cell was being used. You were used. That's why the joke is on you. The embarrassment is on us, because we're not slaves. We're not Black. We're not African Americans. We're not Negroids. We're angelic, benevolent beings that come from the stars. We are the creators of the solar system. That's who we are. When the Schumann resonance spike, human biology is affected, especially in our third eye, the pineal gland. According to neuroscience, frequency recording of 36 hertz in the human brain are more associated with a stressed nervous system than a relaxed and healthy one. So this is why when I click on the Schumann resonance, you don't get any information. This is all you get, 421. There is no new information from the Schumann resonance. You can pull it up. They're not giving you information. How? They're giving you some of this information over here. As you can see, ionized particles are still coming to the earth, but this information is, look, gone. This is no report. They give you this. That's it. And they're giving you nothing else. And they give you this. But see, the problem is that so many of our brothers and sisters are not paying attention to this, or when they look at it, they're not understanding what's truly happening. Or they say, you know what, this CGI, I can't believe it. But in the meantime, these arrows are turning back into the planet. Look at these. They are turning back. These arrows right here don't even turn to space. They just turn to the earth. They're not even turning to space. At least you can say this one right here. At least you can say this arrow right here, at least turn to go out into space and then turn around. Look, these right here, they're not even turning. They're going directly back into Earth, which is ultimately coming into Earth. We are absorbing these cosmic particles. Regardless if you want to take inventory of that or acknowledge it, that's on you. And by us absorbing this, it is altering or changing our anatomy for either the good or for what you consider the good or the worse. For the good or the worse. Now, let me play this last video right here. And I'm out, my brothers and sisters. And play this video. Pause. Now, I don't know this brother, but however, Mother Universe always, his name is Derek Grace. And I want to say this to this brother. I have nothing but respect, admiration, and value for this brother. I value this brother. I really, truly do. Because, see, this is the difference. But when I tell y'all the men versus boys, this is the difference between women and men. See, a man is not going to teach his daughter to be promiscuous. He's not going to teach her that. He's going to install values, ethics, and morals in her. And that doesn't mean he's better than you, my sister, my mother of humanity. However, the man sees the world completely different as opposed to you do. So right now, men are the best guiders and teachers of children. And that responsibility has been taken away from us through this totalitarian system that you think is actually peaches and cream or butterflies or a beautiful lifestyle that you are now living, but you are sacrificing our children in the process. So listen to this.
What kind of round are you in?
22.
Paul. So first of all, she's blindfolded and he's putting bullets in her hand and she's rubbing them and filling them out to tell her what caliber bullet that is. Now, let me make this very clear. Normally, Kala will be like, Kala, you don't even support them. No, I don't. I support teaching our children self-defense. But I also, so number one thing that I support with our children is education. Now, the reason why I'm playing this, because not only is he teaching her self-defense, he is installing in her education as well as ethics, values, and morals. So she'll be the last child to play with a gun.
What kind of round are you in now?
380.
What kind of round are you in?
380.
What kind of round are you in now?
45.
What kind of round are you in now?
22.
Miss Grace, if you want to give jobs to our family and friends, what is that called?
Autism.
If you have a bunch of friends who don't do shit, are they an asset or a liability?
A liability.
How many people on the registered sex offender list?
750,000.
Daddy taught you that you were a goddess, so you can never be anybody's what?
Bitch or hoe.
Remove your blindfold. Who is Huey P. Newton?
An African political activist, a revolutionary who belonged to Bob Seale, co-founded the Black Panther Party in 1966.
Who's coming to save you?
Nobody. I have to save myself.
And if I die today, then what's your job?
To pick up where you left off and take care of my siblings.
Good job.
Man, listen, that warmed my French toast heart. Much value and appreciation to that brother right there. That is powerful. And let me make this very clear. That's what they are afraid. That's the revolution that they are afraid of. Not just putting a gun in her hand, but empowering her mind. That is the revolution that they are afraid of. See, the problem is we are leading with the gun first instead of leading with our minds. See, bees lead with creativity first. And then if they need to use their stinger, then they will. See, we're not losing our mind. We need to lead with this first. So I have nothing but admiration and respect and value for that brother. And I thank him for being the angelic, benevolent being, father that he is. I thank him. Y'all all have an amazing, supreme cosmic day. Woman, child, and man, cosmos, and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters, 6 and 9. Listen, if you appreciate the content, listen, hit the like button. The like button doesn't cost you nothing. Listen, organic to the planet. You can grab a shirt. You can cash out, whatever you do. I greatly appreciate it. I'm definitely out on the streets next Friday. The weather will be sunny out there. I don't know, probably be in the upper 50s, low 60s, but I will be out there, Germantown and Cheltenham. I value you, my brothers and sisters. This is our home, one of many. Don't let anyone deter you from being who you truly are. Do not be in fear of speaking up for your greatness. Do not be in fear of loving yourself and valuing and appreciating and loving your species. You're supposed to. You are supposed to. You know in your heart that we do not love our species at the detriment of another one, because that's what they want to program in your head, because they love their own species at the detriment of you and I. But we would never love ourselves so much that we figure that we would need to abuse another species to be slaves and servants for us so that we can live a life. Because see, their whole world, everything, every occupation, everything that they have is built off of genocide, which means it will not last, basically. So I value my people. Y'all all have an amazing supreme cosmic day. Protect yourself with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama Amunra-Get, God gene for life. Sunblood, sunblood, sunblood. I am not black. Gizzo. It's not about one love. It's about whole love, peace, abundance.